Now, very briefly, how this is going to work is that the officers are going to come in and they're going to make their introductions. They're going to introduce themselves. They're going to ask us to introduce ourselves too. After we've done that, they will then start the interview. You answer no comment to all questions that are put to you. It doesn't matter how obvious the answer is, how nice the officers are being. You answer no comment to every single question, okay?
I appreciate you had your solicitor's advice, and that is completely up to you. That is your right. But I will point out that today is your chance to give your side of the story. Was it self-defence? As you've gone through the kitchen, did you touch anything?
No.
I'll remind you of my advice.
No comment.
What's your opinion of domestic violence? Do you often lose your temper with Carla?
No comment.
How do you feel about Carla's death, Simon?
No comment.
Are you sad?
No comment.
Are you glad?
No comment. Doesn't all this no comment just make me look more and more guilty?
No. If you answer one question and then you say no comment to the rest of the questions, then of course, you can see how that would look.
But a profile is being built on a false assumption. And I imagine that could happen in court.
Simon, I'll ask you once more. Seems to me you want to talk. Did you kill Carla Davis by strangling her on Thursday, the 24th of September 2015?
No comment.
For nearly 1,000 years, the jury system has been a cornerstone of British justice. The most serious crimes are judged by ordinary men and women. But no one ever sees how they reach their verdicts. So we created a case and put a man on trial for murder. An experienced judge will preside over the court. The accused will be prosecuted and defended by the country's leading barristers. And a randomly selected jury will decide his fate.
Right, Mr. Davis, would you like to?
Hello, I'm Simon Davis.
Mr. Ryder.
Oh, good morning. How are you?
I'm all right.
All right. We're just setting up. You don't have to go in there yet.
Right.
How are you feeling?
Nervous?
Yeah, well, that's inevitable.
There is something uniquely and terribly, in its true sense, fascinating about a murder case. Someone's lost their life. It is the absolute end for someone, a completely unique individual, a unique sensibility exists no more, and another human being is charged with having done that. When it starts, and when the thing gets underway, and you see the way things operate, you'll begin to feel much better.
Right.
Grab a seat, and we'll get used to it if you want to.
All right.
Yep.
Hey, Dad!
This is a murder which has arisen essentially in a domestic setting.
What special day is it? What's it going to be?
Simon Davis is a very accomplished man.
There's a woodpecker, there's woodpeckers, you can listen out for them.
He's a university lecturer.
Breeding here ever since, so there's actually quite a lot of them.
He would never have expected to be in a criminal court as a defendant, least of all in a murder trial.
Love you.
Sadly, his estranged wife, Carla Davis, has been found dead. She was a fair bit younger than him, spontaneous, extrovert, vivacious. They married in 2000, had 2 children together. That marriage faltered and they separated 3 years ago. He left the family home. Then on the 24th of September 2015, somebody gained access to the house and strangled her.
Morning.
Yeah.
I've seen as many murders as almost any other judge at the Old Bailey. At times I've seen the most wonderful examples of forgiveness and bravery. On the other hand, I've also seen some extraordinary examples of depravity, violence and sadness.
Silence, please. Be upstanding. My lord, this matter is listed for trial, the case of the Queen against Simon Davis.
So if we could have the jury panel in then, please.
OK, if you'd like to just set up the seats at the back, please.
The importance of the jury system is that the state can bring a charge, but a jury can say, I'm sorry, we don't agree with it, and we're going to find the defendant not guilty.
OK, come on in.
This is a random selection of citizens, and everybody has experiences. And what we hope is that they will bring their best collective judgment to bear on the problem they're called to deal with.
Members of the jury in waiting, will you please answer to your names as I call them and take a seat in the jury box? Cherry Morell.
If you think that your life experience doesn't shape you, you're wrong. I don't really trust anybody. If people come too close, then I'm very wary.
Martha Vickers.
As time goes on, you sort of realise that what you think is someone being unfriendly is just somebody who's very anxious or nervous. You learn that maybe your initial instincts about people are not always the correct ones.
Brendan Arndt.
I'm a very emotional person. A lot of the time we are told not to be emotional. I've been told that many times in my life, but actually I think that helps you to get to a decision.
Tim Hashimi.
I think trust is very easily broken. My trust hasn't been broken by anyone yet, but I think that when your trust does get broken, you change the way you feel about people.
Simon Haywood.
I served 22 years in the military. Honesty, respect, loyalty and moral courage are the 4 values I expect my children to live by.
James Cax.
You can always tell when someone's lying. Body language, eyes, stuff like that. They look shifty.
Natalie Pickup.
The trouble is with life is once you see it, that's it. You can't unsee it.
Christine Bruce Reed.
You can't brush things. They are in there. The emotions or the memories or the feelings, they are inside.
Daniel Greenfield. Mark Malem.
just entering my 30th year as a barrister. I've prosecuted criminal trials just about every type. It is my job to present this case honestly. The jury don't want theatricals or drama. They want to be placed in the best position to make what for them is probably the most serious decision they've ever made. This defendant is charged with the murder of his estranged wife, Carla Davis. Mrs. Davis was strangled in her own home. The strangler held her by the throat for so long, small veins popped in her face. It is the Crown's case that the strangler was the defendant, a man who had been excluded from his own home when another man moved in because he was in a relationship with Carla Davis.
Who's excited?
Me.
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 Hands up. Who's excited?
I'm the most excited.
No.
No way, Mum.
I am.
No way. Backseat that one.
She told me that she was having an affair with this guy, Lewis Skinner. She told me she wanted a divorce. Then she told me that he was moving in to my house. This defendant appears to have attempted a reconciliation with his wife, and it is the Crown's case that he snapped because that reconciliation was failing.
All right, I think we'll have a short break, members of the jury. My clerk can see you out.
What did you think of the accused? Because I had to keep looking at him.
He looked quite angry, I feel. He looked quite angry, didn't he?
No, I couldn't stop looking at him. He just looked very grey, very, you could say very worried, very unwell, very strained.
I tried to look to see if I can get a sign. Maybe I can tell, look into his eyes to see, does he really love his wife? Is there something that he could really do to them?
It's pretty brutal holding somebody down and killing them. That's like cold, isn't it? Literally seeing the life breath coming out of somebody for that long, and especially somebody that's the mother of your children.
You collect your thoughts, Simon.
All right, okay, yeah, okay.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
We all want to win, not least because by the end of a trial, you'll have got to know the defendant really quite well. And everything is invested in this, so far as he is concerned.
Unwrap it now.
Every aspect of this man's life will be affected by this experience and by this verdict. And a guilty verdict will be utterly catastrophic for him.
Has anyone ever done jury before?
Never. I've never been to a court before, so this is just like, I came in shaking, oh wow.
Where are you from?
Swindon.
Swindon. Where are you from?
From Newbury.
Oh, you're Newbury. I'm Newbury too.
Oh, yeah.
So what's your work? What's your job?
3, the mobile company. So I know all the techie community.
Yeah.
4 boys. We kept trying for a girl, but it never happened.
Straight in, Janet.
I'm coming in. Yeah, I'm coming in now. Okay, everybody, please.
When the 12 people have been picked and agreed to sit on the jury, the trial now is formed. You will go on your journey with those 12 people. I think the jury are looking to the prosecution to know the case. One must never underestimate how difficult it is to come into a case knowing nothing and to be expected to understand it sufficiently to make a decision that is a life-changing decision.
24th of September 2015 was a Thursday. Carla Davis made her children, Catherine and Oscar, ready for school, and then she did the school run. She has Oscar to the right and Catherine making her way across the road. That CCTV was recorded at 8:15. She came out at 8:19. In every murder case, what you are always looking for is a strong chronology. And so I build that case around the precise timings of events. 8:50, we know that Mrs. Davis had not gone home. There is CCTV within a shop. And she then goes for a coffee in the cafe nearby. Having completed her shopping, she returns home. 9:40 in the morning, the defendant is seen leaving his Reading flat. He drove to Newbury and he simply parked on the front gravel drive at 21 Cross Street.
At the heart of it is the question why, on the morning that she's killed, he was parked on her driveway. They haven't lived together for a long time. He also due to go to work that morning.
We had been in contact that morning and we agreed to meet at the family home. I arrived at the property and I discovered Carla unresponsive.
The defendant dialed 999.
Ambulance service, what's this?
The duration of that call, 0 hours, 0 minutes, and 1 second. 2 minutes later, he made another call. To 999 again? No. He called his friend Johnny Quinn. Mr. Quinn didn't answer. Another 6 minutes later, the defendant called 999 again.
Can I call police or ambulance?
Ambulance. And police, I don't know.
This time he stated that he thought his wife might have suffered a heart attack. So why would he delay for so long? Now 8 minutes have elapsed since his first 1 second long 999 call. While the defendant was interviewed for 1 3/4 hours, and he answered no comment to all questions asked. During this trial, we shall have to wait to see whether the defendant decides to provide an account to you. It is his right to remain at the back of the court throughout. Though, of course, we for the prosecution say there are many matters which he is yet to answer. Thank you for your time.
All right, let's break now for lunch, members of the jury.
Every case starts off with an assumption on the part of jurors that the defendant is at least likely to be guilty. One has to start from the position that you're a goal or two down.
I'm already trying to pick the evidence apart.
I think it's slightly early days, isn't it, really?
Yeah, it is
That's
early
very
days.
meticulous.
It's only early, but it's like...
You're already thinking, ooh, gosh.
The whole business of these phone calls
where he cut it off and then he phoned his friend and then he made. I find that difficult. I find that very, very difficult. Why stop it unless there's something else going on there?
I remember going in, I remember seeing her feet in the hallway. Then all hell breaks loose mentally, you know. I think I sort of woke up with the second 999 call.
Okay.
I feel vulnerable around that, the perception of the jury.
You're going to feel vulnerable because you can't remember. It leaves you feeling vulnerable. How can it not?
You've encountered an appallingly shocking
Exactly, I was
sight.
just going to say the word shock.
I think it's self-evident. Don't worry about the opening. It's a question of interpretation. I try to put myself in the defendant's position. And I try to think from the perspective of a person who has been accused of an offence that I did not commit. When you're going to represent this person, you need to do it as though you believe in it.
Even if you might not believe in it?
Yeah, absolutely. I have no responsibility whatsoever actually fundamentally to believe in what he is saying.
PC Stewart, hello.
Yes,
You're
hi.
next up.
Yes.
Bring your statement in with you.
Yes.
The prosecution has available to it infinitely greater resources than are available to any defendant. It is vital that the defence test the prosecution to the limit within ethical boundaries, and that it is done as though it is true, because for all I know, it might be.
He came round, saw her on the floor, ran round, went in there, went to ring 999, thought, hang on a minute, I don't even know if she's dead, hung up, went down to see if she was dead, rang his mate.
I think he's phoned up the ambulance.
No, you don't wait 8 minutes.
It's possible that it just rang off. If he's got bad reception, it can ring off, so it might be in 1 second.
No, that is a very dodgy area.
But why no comment?
Well, that's what your solicitor advises you to do.
All solicitors tell you to say no comment.
But no comment implies guilt.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
I appreciate how difficult it is.
Yeah, am I all right out here?
Yeah, they did say that you could go and have a quick break.
Okay, somebody call me.
A few minutes.
10 minutes max.
You look at the state of his relationship with Carla leading up to this event. It doesn't give him any reason to want in any way to harm her.
It just felt like everything was going back to where we were.
The night before the murder, for the first time in a very long period, the entire family, Simon, Carla, and the 2 children, had sat together, eaten together.
Lewis was out, we had tea. It was normal, it was really normal. And the 4 of us were sat at the table. Talked to Catherine about her. She's just starting GCSEs, so God knows what's going to happen with that now. But
He's quite right. The weaknesses are that he can't really be clear about exactly what happened when he got there.
It's the phone calls now. It's just that little period, I think. The phone calls to 999. 8 minutes is quite a long time.
Well, it is, but who's to say how you react?
How many people react like that, though?
And that's a problem. But then again, if there were no problems, you wouldn't be here, would we?
PC Stewart, can you follow me, please?
I swear by Almighty God that the evidence I shall give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Police Constable Stewart,
Were you on duty the 24th of September?
Yes, I was.
Right. Were you in company with another officer?
PC Nikki Matthews.
Thank you. And did you then receive a call to go to 21 Cross Street?
Yes, we did. We followed behind the ambulance crew.
What did you see, please?
A female was lying in the hallway with her head towards us, her feet away, and the ambulance crew had begun to work on her.
How did the inside of the property seem to you?
Clean, tidy. There was some shopping that had fallen from a plastic bag on the counter, a couple of items onto the floor, including a yogurt pot which had broken and spilled slightly. Mr. Davis was taken through into the living room. PC Matthews stayed with him, and then I was informed by the paramedic that life had been pronounced extinct. We returned into the living room, and I said that the medical team had done their best to resuscitate her, but had not been able to.
What, if anything, was his reaction?
The word I've used in my statement is traumatized. He seemed in shock.
And it was PC Matthews who took charge of talking to Mr. Davis, was it?
Yes.
Thank you.
I'll see you down there.
We had the unfortunate job in explaining to him that his wife had died.
And his reaction to that, please?
Very little. I thought he may be in shock.
When you say you thought he may be in shock...
He came across as very cold. There was no emotion, there was nothing. I expected something, but there was nothing at that point.
And you expected something?
Yes.
Such as?
People react to stress and horrible situations very differently, but I've never known anyone to just do nothing before. I then went on to ask him, why were you at this address today? And he replied, my wife had called me this morning and had asked me to come over as she needed to speak to me about something important. I then said, had you intended to come to the address today prior to receiving the call from your wife? And he replied, no, my 2 children still live here with my wife. They're at school at the moment. Can I be the one to tell them what has happened?
Thank you, Officer Matthews. Perhaps you'd wait.
All right, there'll be some cross-examination, I expect.
I always feel immensely nervous at the start of a case. You're worried about whether or not, in the split second you have to respond to what a witness is saying, that you might get it wrong, and in so doing, let down the defendant.
Officer, you observed Mr. Davis.
That's right.
There was no sign of any injury on him?
Not that I could see.
No cut to his face?
Not that I could see.
Clothing, there were no tears?
As I've said, there was nothing that I could see.
Well, you were looking at him, you see. And so if there had been, it's likely you would have seen it.
I can only say what I saw at the time,
yes,
and there
so
was
just
nothing
tell us
that I
what
could
you
see.
saw or didn't see. Did you see any tears?
I could not see any tears.
Right. You had never met Mr. Davis before, had you?
No.
You don't know anything about his personality?
No.
You don't know how he behaves generally, do you?
No, that's true.
Would you accept, on receiving the news of his wife's death, he appeared traumatized?
I've seen many people in my 20 years service having received awful news, and I've seen lots of people traumatized, and I would not describe him as traumatized. He was without emotion.
So you say that he was not traumatized, yes? That's your opinion.
In my opinion,
That's
he
your
appeared
opinion.
non-traumatized, yes.
Shocked?
Which is the same as traumatized, so I would say no.
Well, you told us earlier you thought he was shocked.
I thought he may be shocked. I was preparing myself to help him in any way, fearing that from what he'd had to deal with, he would be shocked.
So you observed no signs of shock or trauma?
Not that I would say were normal, no, sir.
No, very well. Thank you very much.
Very grateful. Thank you very much for coming. You're free to go.
Contemptible.
Now, I think it might be a good idea. Shall we have a break now, members of the jury? All right, thank you. I'll rise.
Silence, please. Be upstanding.
Ever known a man show no emotion on being told the
That was extraordinary.
Yes, if he did it.
God almighty. I've heard her bang on about it. She'd never in 20 years known anybody cold, utterly emotionless, no reaction at all, which frankly is rubbish, because everybody's experience is different. The fact that she hasn't come across people who withdraw into themselves, and he is a classic example of the sort of person who does.
Yeah.
What does she expect him to do? Bang his head against the wall? You know?
Bloody hell.
That ended up well, though. You know, that was an all-out attack on that witness.
it was, yeah.
Now, what are the jury going to make of that witness?
No, I thought she was a good witness.
Truthful witness?
She was.
So it doesn't do any harm.
No, I agree.
Because she's a woman, she's coming from it from a different angle. She's actually used to visiting scenes with domestic abuse, so she's immediately thinking, this is the man that's done this. I mean, she walks in, so I think she's coming at it. She's coming at it with her sort of preconceptions, and she's looking. The fact that she looked at him.
But she shouldn't, as a police officer.
I don't think she is.
She shouldn't.
I think she should do that. She should look at him carefully.
But she said he looked cold. He said he looked traumatised.
I thought she, you know, I think when I first arrived and saw her there, I came pretty quickly to the conclusion that she was dead.
Yes, of course. Of course.
So I was thinking about my children.
Of course you were.
I was trying to form in my head. The first thing I said, and by their own acknowledgement, was, can I please tell my children?
Absolutely.
Myself.
That was your preoccupation.
My preoccupation was finding a form of words that I could, with which I could tell my children what's happened.
I know him better than anyone else, and I know he's innocent.
What day is it today, Catherine?
Christmas Day!
Yeah. Have you opened your sack of presents?
Yes!
Did you get lots of nice things?
Yes!
Are these all your presents?
Yes!
Oh.
Hiya. Hello.
What worries you most now?
I guess I just want Dad to come back. I think that will... Once the trial's finished, that will just be it. And I know that the jury won't think he's guilty. I know that, and he is a good dad.
What's happened?
Mince pie and some whiskey and there was carrot outside and some milk.
I don't understand how he's there in the first place, because he's just as affected by it as we are, and I just want people to know that he would never do something like that.
Ambulance service, what's the address of the emergency?
It's 21 Cross Street.
21 Cross Street?
Good morning.
How are you?
All right, how are you?
Thanks very much.
Thank
Good,
you.
thank you, thank you.
Yeah, she's not breathing.
Okay, sir, tell me exactly what's happened. Who isn't breathing?
My wife. I've just come in and she's...
Where is she?
Well, she's on the floor.
That's Mrs. Ward.
That's correct.
And Mrs. Ward, you live in Newbury.
That's
is that
correct.
right, with your family? What could you see of the Davis house on Cross Street?
If I was upstairs in the back bedroom, I can see the side of their house.
None of us can know exactly what happened inside that house. Mr. Davis claims that he came across his wife's body after she suffered a heart attack. Anna Ward, the next-door neighbour, saw him outside the house at around the aborted 999 call. So his behaviour in that period of time is something we will ask the jury to consider very carefully.
I was doing some housework. I went into our bedroom, stripped the bed, and then I went into my daughter's bedroom. And when I was in there, I looked out into the gardens. Simon Davis was stood in the shingled area by the back door, and the back door was open.
What was he doing?
Well, he wasn't doing anything. He was very still. He was just looking into the distance. He had a phone in his hand. I suppose it's fair to say that he looked quite stressed.
But what was it about him that gave you that impression?
I mean, he looked like he was thinking about something. It's possible that he was out of breath.
Did you see anybody else in or around 21 Cross Street?
No.
I think those are all my questions for now. Just wait there.
Good morning. You were asked whether you'd seen anybody else other than Simon Davis at the house that morning. Yeah? And the answer was no, you hadn't. You are a friendly neighbour, yes? As far as you can be.
Well, yeah, without being too involved.
Without being too involved, but you're not keeping them under surveillance, are you? No. Now, you did see Simon Davis.
That's correct.
He was not making any effort at all to conceal himself, was he?
He didn't know I was there because I was...
Did he do anything at all to conceal himself?
He didn't.
No, he didn't. Mrs. Ward, I'm not challenging you in any way, all right? I'm not suggesting that anything you say isn't as accurate as you can make it. All right?
Thank you.
Your impression of Mr. Davis, and indeed of the family generally, was that they were perfectly pleasant.
Simon in particular was very approachable and friendly when I spoke to him.
Lewis Skinner was rather different, wasn't he?
He didn't say hello in the same way that Simon had as a neighbour.
No.
So how's things been?
Yeah, not great, really.
No.
Feel like a little bit like I've been abandoned, really, by the whole process.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry you kind of felt like that. In what way do you feel abandoned?
Well, no one's been in touch, no one's told me what's going on.
Okay, right, okay.
We weren't married or anything like that, but this was my life, and
Go on, Oscar, go on, get the bucket.
This offence has not been committed by a stranger. There is no sign of forced entry. There is no evidence of any items taken from the house. It very, very much limits the field, but it doesn't limit the field to Simon Davis alone.
Simon has told my colleagues him and Carla had resumed having sex again. Did you know anything about that, Lewis?
There plainly is scope here to build a credible case that this man thought she was seeing somebody else. with any witness, I am looking for some feature, however small, that might ultimately help me in that aim. You felt, didn't you, that he was much less approachable?
I said hello a couple of times and he didn't speak to me. He made a point of turning away.
All right. And there was an occasion when you heard him playing with Oscar, the young son of Simon and Carla.
Yeah, I was sat in the garden. I couldn't see them, but it sounded to me like they were playing football at the time. He was giving him a bit of a hard time for a child playing football. I wouldn't have spoken to my child in the same way that he did.
No.
But it's not his...
Well, you heard him shout "fuck" at him, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
Lewis Skinner's tone was quite scary, wasn't it?
Had I been a young child, I would have found it very scary. I didn't think it was right.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Ward.
Thank you.
Yes, we'll have a break now, members of the jury. Thank you. If you'd like to.
You do wonder what on earth do those 12 people make of this process? What are the things they really wrestle with? What are the things that give them difficulties? What do they dismiss? We are all curious.
Poor Lewis is having a game of football with the kid. He's been annihilated. He just said, fuck. What context? What was that in, you know? It just didn't make sense to me.
I sat there and I thought to myself, I swear at my kids all the time.
I think in 10 seconds, how do you tell that somebody's out of breath in 10 seconds?
From over 25 metres away.
To be fair, if I went into a house or a dead body, everyone's saying they would ring, but you wouldn't. You take a moment, you would collect your thoughts up for a brief second, and you would go outside, breathe in, like, fuck, have I actually just seen that?
This is somebody who he loved.
I'm not sure the facts as they are here will be strange to 12 people who, in our case, come from Newbury. In fact, it's quite ordinary in some ways, a couple estranged with difficulties between them who perhaps still have a connection but also animosity. I think that's the stuff of real life. Do you want to come this way? How did you get here, Doctor?
I drove.
Was it all right?
A bit stuffed up round Maidenhead with flooding.
No.
Right, come on through. We've got multiple signs of manual strangulation. No ligature, manual strangulation.
Yeah.
The damage to the lip,
Yes.
internal, is that's also consistent with strangulation?
Oh no, a blow. More likely a blow because you've got the laceration there, which is compression of the lip against the teeth, stretch, split.
Got it.
I've been on the Home Office list of approved pathologists since 2002. I assist the police in the investigation of approximately 70 to 80 cases of suspicious deaths per year. Carla Davis was a well-nourished lady who showed no evidence of natural disease that could either have caused or have contributed to her death. I identified that she was pregnant at the time of her death. I identified a single fetus up to 10 millimetres in length, which was retained for DNA testing.
In March of this year, Carla and we started a physical relationship again. We had unprotected sex, and we didn't discuss about contraception. I didn't know of a pregnancy at the time of her death, but now it makes sense to me as the recent text messages from her indicate that she did have something important to tell me.
We found out that Carla is 8 weeks pregnant. Are you and Carla still having a sexual relationship?
The internal examination showed bruising to the muscles of the neck, together with a fracture of the hyoid bone at part of the Adam's apple. Taken together, in my opinion, the features were those of compression of the neck, most consistent with manual strangulation.
Lewis, could that baby have been yours?
Yeah.
Did you and Carla take precautions?
I know, I couldn't resist. Can you tell who the baby was?
We can do, but will you consult to a DNA swab? Yeah?
We entirely accept Dr. Faganell's evidence, thank you, and no questions.
All right, thank you very much. Very grateful. Thank you very much indeed. Free to go.
Thank you, my lord.
Well, that's all we can do today, members of the jury, so we'll finish there. Can I just remind you, please, not to discuss this matter with anybody outside your number? All right? Can I see you, please, 10 o'clock again tomorrow morning? Thank you very much.
The greatest burden must be to ask 12 people to determine whether someone's guilty of murder or not. I think that that is an extraordinary burden. The consequences either way are enormous.
It's absolutely vital at this stage not to think that you've got the case worked out. It's got to be constantly developing, constantly reviewing, constantly rethinking.
It struck me, listening to that her last moments were terrifying.
Yes.
For her. And I need to know, and Catherine needs to know, and Oscar needs to know what happened.
No, absolutely.